Hello, and welcome back to Teach Truth Kids. In our first prevention video, we mainly talked about grooming, but it was hard to go in depth about the many tips we can use in our families. We can combat grooming by being clear on the danger of secrets and encourage children to speak up when something is wrong. One way to do this is to teach the difference between secrets and surprises. Because, of course, we don't want dangerous secrets, but let's face it, kids like to tell everyone everything, and it's not always the right time or place to do so. Teaching that there are times to wait to tell someone something gives them a more balanced idea of what is safe and what isn't. For our purposes, we're not going to use the literal definition of surprise, as according to Merriam-Webster, the very first one is an attack made without warning. So that's not what we're talking about today. For this discussion, a secret is something to be kept hidden indefinitely. It is implied that few people are meant to know, and it's often something negative or potentially harmful. And as far as a surprise, it's something kept hidden for a time, but the end goal is for said thing to be revealed. It's usually regarded as something fun or exciting to the recipient. It's important to differentiate secrets and surprises. As we mentioned in our video on grooming, predators like to keep their abuse secret. They do this to avoid trouble and keep it going as long as possible. It's not always as sinister as molestation, but it can still raise issues. There are plenty of other dangerous reasons to convince a child to keep a secret. Surprises, on the other hand, are meant to make someone happy, and they have time limits, such as a birthday, Christmas, or some other special event. Children tend to see things in a pretty black and white way for a long time. Their minds aren't yet developed enough to understand nuance, so it's best to teach them clear definitions at first and provide examples. There's a link in the description to a worksheet with some ideas. It mentions two types of secrets, keep and speak, but I personally like secrets and surprises because I feel like it's a more definite distinction. But the principles of the lesson can be adapted to each family's needs and preferences. Now, us adults do understand nuance, and we all know that there are some things that kids shouldn't share with just anyone, like their address or where they go to school. One thing we could do is have them ask permission before giving out this information. We can also explain that it's private, much in the way that parts of their body are private. There's a time and place for this information to be shared, but it's only to certain people and never with strangers or online. Now, one last point we ought to go over is the way we sometimes accidentally teach children to keep quiet when being a victim of or witness to abuse or other dangerous situations. It's up to us to change the way we handle what's commonly called tattling. I've read a good few articles on this, and they usually assume that a kid is just complaining to be annoying or to get someone else in trouble. The thing is, young children haven't yet learned the difference between dangerous rule breaking and situations they can handle themselves. All they know is that something is wrong and an authority figure should be able to fix it. It's important that we don't punish them for telling us what they feel is a violation. Instead, we can help them understand what situations they can resolve without intervention and when they actually need an adult to help. Things that threaten someone's safety should always be reported, but think about this from a child's perspective. Is a friend accidentally hitting them with a toy less dangerous than an older child purposefully punching them? They probably haven't learned the difference yet. If you've explained numerous times when reporting is unnecessary and it truly seems like they're just trying to get another person in trouble, try to address the issue without name-calling. It could be that they're just annoyed or wanting attention. There's nothing wrong with this. Consider teaching them coping skills to deal with these everyday annoyances, and try to set aside some time where you can give them your undivided attention. Their issues are just as big and real to them as our everyday issues are to us. I always want to emphasize that there are non-abuse related applications for these principles, because ideally our children will never face abusive situations, but there are still areas in their lives where these skills will be useful. So imagine your child is about 14 now. One of their friends plans to sneak out and go drinking at a local party, and asks your child not to tell anyone. We can change the common culture of thinking it's cool to cover up for your friends when they're doing something dangerous, and it starts by not calling them tattletales when they're young. At the end of the day, we hope this information helps protect kids and creates healthier, happier adults. Thanks for watching. We hope to talk again soon. Bye.